in our bus. We're on our way to Soweto, and I'm here with my tour guide, Seth Mazibuko,
yes,
who's going to take us around Soweto and give us a background. Seth was one of the youngest student prisoners
in Robben
ever
Island.
be arrested. He was in Robben Island for 7 years, so he's got a really, really interesting and exciting past that he's been filling us in on. It's incredible.
As we're driving, as you might have been, we're passing a lot of these like yellow mountains.
Yeah.
They're mine dumps, and then they're an indication of how Johannesburg was a gold city, where a lot of gold was dug out and then taken off. So most of these will be those mine dumps, and they're used now. The cities and South Africa is trying to green them now, to make them more habitable. And there are people who are also have a belief that there's still some residues of mine. Of gold, so they go there and try
Worth
to get
having
something.
a little look. I might check it out.
Let's jump up quickly. We might get some gold.
Get him to stop.
I wanted to also bring in, as we're talking about Soweto, the World Cup. One of the things that happened in South Africa, which was big, was the World Cup, and the opening of the World Cup was here, and the closing, and this was the biggest show. It's one of the stadiums that was donated, if you can say, or was given to Johannesburg by the World Cup. You have now the calabash showing, and look at the shape.
I get what you mean.
And then look at all the colors, and the shape of the calabash is such that if you're a woman, you will be holding it like that, and then pass it, and then you take the first sip, and after that sip, then you give it to the head. This particular stadium is sitting and also connecting your rich and the poor, in the sense that just at the other side of the stadium is Soweto, where many poor people are. And then this other side is the CBD of Johannesburg. Yes, we're now in the real Soweto. This is the area where we are. You have seen a deep kloof extension, that's your middle class. Now this is deep kloof, your low class, your poor that you say at the Soweto is all about, is here. Some of the houses, like the house just here, has been turned into some little bottle store where people drink and play games, and at the same time they stay in that very house. So
that's their home.
That's their home, and during the day and even sometimes at night, it's a house where they can play games, where they can sell beer, where people meet and have fun.
So a vehicle has just passed by us, full of cow's heads. Looks
That's
delicious.
our food. That's our food.
What do you eat? What do you eat?
Those bones make a very good soup, and, and you eat them. They're also men's meal. This is the area called Kliptown. There's history in it. The Freedom Charter that determines the policy of this country was also adopted here. But it's one of the very poorest areas. As you can see, shack dwellings and all those people stay literally in shacks here. And you find some of these.
And there's no electricity, no water, no drainage.
No drainage, nothing.
Wow, and this goes...
It goes that way, and it also goes that, but you'll see that government now is trying to improve the area. Behind there are proper houses, and then that's where the government is trying to, clean up the mess that apartheid caused. Thank you very much.
Well done. So we just finished a great tour all around Soweto with Seth. It was really interesting just to have him with us and see how his culture really is steeped right here in Soweto. Now we're going to see more of the modern side of the area, and they've rented out bikes for all of us to go around and see a little bit more of the city. Off I go. Excellent, this is very exciting.
The stones that you see here, the bricks that you see here, represent all the people who were killed in 1976, and some of them are known. If you look at some of them, they will be written unknown. And all the time when I come here, I always like to observe a moment of silence. Can I request that we do that?
So we've just left the Hector Peterson Memorial and Museum, where Seth gave us a really special and a really personal tour, which was really great. Where have you taken us now?
This is the most touchy part of the history of Soweto, and also actually from a personal also perspective. We are standing at the corner where the first shootings took place of 1976, where children were mowed down, with bullets from the police, and where they were also, dogs being let loose on them, tear gas. It was chaos in this corner.
Right here?
Right where we're standing. And the police were coming from behind. Students were marching this way, coming to this school that started actually the boycotts against the Africans. And the confrontation took place here. As they were throwing the tear gas canisters, the wind blew back to them. So they had to move to try and run away, and that is when they started shooting and letting loose dogs. The first police dog to die died right where we're standing here. That is where the dog died. The other thing beautiful about where we're standing, this is Vilakazi Street. We are going to be going now to Mandela's house and Bishop Tutu, the two Nobel Peace Prize laureates in one street.
I know, it's
so
incredible.
This street alone carries a big history.
Yeah.
International history, local history, and sad history, and happy history.
And personal history for you as well.
Maybe.
Okay, so we finished our bike tour around Soweto and we've ended up outside the Mandela house. We're going to get a quick tour inside. But Seth, can you give us a bit of background on where we are now?
The history of this country without Mandela is no history. And I also had a very personal, attachment to him. Being with him, I cooked for him.
You were
7 years on Robben
Island.
So we're going to see his house, his first house, before he actually got arrested.
So we're getting really hungry tummies after today. So we've come to a traditional restaurant right here in the middle of Soweto, and Benny's here. Show me exactly what everything is. What's traditional South African?
This is a tumbling.
Tumbling.
Cake flour bread.
Cake flour bread.
Yes, and this one is the mashed potato. This one is pap.
This is the famous pap that everybody's been saying I have to try. It's like hard porridge.
Yeah, it's like hard porridge.
Maize.
Maize porridge.
Water. Okay.
Very nice.
We're gonna give this one a go.
I always have a
I better like this now.
You are a vegetarian, you're not eating this meat.
It means so much. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's been a pretty fabulous day today. We started off in Arts on Main, where we got to see fashion, food, gallery owners. Then we ended up here in Soweto, where we did a bike tour all around the city, and we had an amazing guide, Seth, who just gave us a really heartfelt and personal tour of the city that I think will be very hard to forget. Ciao, ciao!
Remember when every outing was a journey, and every journey was an adventure? The world was new, and you were its explorer. A world that went on for infinity, and the possibilities were endless. Remember when flying was easy? South African Airways brings the world to Africa and takes Africa to the world.